Welcome back to Freemasons, the Inside Story. Joining me in this final episode for Series 1 is the Grand Master of Freemasons Victoria, Bob Jones, Deputy Grand Master Hillel Benedykt, the Grand Secretary Peter Henshall, and the Executive Producer of the program, Bruce Trengrove. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thanks, Wes.
Thank you, Wes.
Now, I'm interested to hear about the concept for the program and how the idea came about. Grand Master, perhaps we can start with you.
Well, Wes, it probably started about after my grand installation last year. And one of my members came to me that had been part of that the streaming of that show around the world with an idea that perhaps we could put one or two or a handful of programs together to tell the world what Freemasonry does. And from that little acorn, I assembled the Grand Secretary's help, all of our media people that work in and around the Freemasons Victoria, and we came up with the concept, and the little acorn grew into a tree. We happened to secure the services of Bruce Trengrove very early on to put a pilot together for us, and once we'd seen the pilot from Bruce, we just said this is for us, and that's where it started.
So this is new territory for Freemasons around the world.
Well, I'm of the view and of the understanding that this sort of show has never been shown anywhere in the world, certainly not commercially, and the people that are looking at us around the world asking us now, how did you do this? How did you start this? What was the ideas and the inspiration? So we're certainly being noticed right around the world.
Bruce, what was going through your mind when the Grand Master approached you with this particular concept?
When Bob had this vision, I grabbed it with both hands. I thought it was a fabulous challenge. I'd learnt a little bit about what Freemasons do in the community via their charity work when I was working with Variety, but I didn't know it had the substance that it had. So the challenge of letting the Victorian community know about what Freemasons get up to day was great.
Channel 31 is a community broadcaster and interested to know in groups that are active within the community, but what was their response?
When we developed the pilot, we knew that we'd have to develop something of substance just to reflect what Freemasonry is all about. So we did, and as I said, Marcus, my producer, and I, we got halfway through showing it, and they said, look, we love it, and then it just went from there.
Deputy Grand Master Hillel, what was the reaction of the members to the program?
I think there was a mixed reaction, but generally people were pretty excited at the prospect of having a show on television about Freemasonry produced by Freemasons, and that was the overwhelming feeling that people had. It was a great thing to happen.
What sort of numbers are we talking? How many people tuned in to the program?
Well, that's an interesting question, Wes. Until we see this program on TV, we won't be able to have the final count. But I'd expect it to be way in excess of 650,000 people have watched this program through the 26 episodes, which is a wonderful audience. And no wonder Channel 31 was so happy to have us on board. We're one of their leading rating shows on Channel 31, and we're very, very pleased to be in that position.
It's tremendous exposure for the organisation, and Peter, I wonder if you might be able to explain what that's meant for the inquiries that come through your office.
Wes, it's been a great opportunity for us to expose to the public many facets of the organisation that we're proud about and would like the viewing public to understand more. It's translated into a great deal of inquiry and interest in the organisation, particularly on our social media, where our Facebook and Twitter pages are running hot. And that will translate ultimately into the public taking a greater interest and truly understanding what Freemasonry is about, what it can do for the community, but perhaps more importantly, what it can do for the man and his family in terms of their development.
So what does this sort of exposure for Freemasons Victoria, this sort of reaction from the public, mean for the organisation?
I think it opens up the organisation. I think it debunks some of those misconceptions that people have had about Freemasonry being a cloistered or secret society, and to really expose that we're genuine people, we're people who have high principles and like to lead a principled way of life, and do that by leading in the community.
Grand Master Hillel has explained that some members were more enthusiastic than others, but for Freemasons, this was a major step forward, a big departure from the way Freemasons had spoken about themselves and their organisation in the past.
I think you can draw a distinction between our younger members that have joined in the last decade or so, and some of our members that have been in the craft for 50 or 60 or 70 years. Their idea of Freemasonry was to go along to a lodge and not even tell their wives or their sons or what they were doing or what the good things that they were doing. I think today's generation, particularly the young man of today and his partner, they want to tell the world the good things we're doing, and this was a great avenue to do it. As our Grand Secretary said, our web page and our Twitter and our Facebook page, the social media's gone nuts, and so we know it's working certainly with our younger members, and some of our older members are, slowly coming on board, can we say, with the concept of exposing Freemasonry to the world.
Bruce, as somebody from outside the organisation, did you get to see the things that you expected with a program like this? Did you manage to get to the inside story?
Well, I think we did, Wes, because it was one of those ones when we developed it, we thought we had to respect the history of Freemasonry and the culture of it, but as it's been said in many episodes, it's as relevant now as it was, 300 years ago or whatever. So yeah, I think it's been a fantastic journey for us and the crew and everyone who's worked on the program, apart from the audience, But yeah, it's been eye-opening to me, and it's one that I know Freemasonry is a lot of people go about their business and they're very humble about how they do it. But to move forward to the new generation, I think you have to sometimes tell people exactly what you're doing and help them come on board and embrace it as well.